Hey everybody, it is build number 40. We're building the legs. I'm very excited to get into some focused leg work. So let's go ahead and bring one knee up into the chest, rotate your ankle. I'm going to stay barefoot today, obviously. Just kind of get a little bit better connection from my foundation point. If you need to wear shoes, obviously go for it, but it's good to kind of give your feet the opportunity to get some connection with the ground. We're going to hinge forward, do a drinking bird, plant on your left foot, extend your right leg back, reach toward the ground. You do not have to touch the ground. Tuck your knee in, and then again, kick back. So I have a little collection of kettlebells here. You can definitely use dumbbells. I have some 12 kilogram, let's see, I think about it, 18 kilogram, and then that's it. I have an 8 kilogram I was messing around with earlier, but I don't think we're going to use it today. Anyway, have a couple different options on the ready. Switch to your right leg, hinge forward. Good opportunity to check in, see how you're leveled off or not. Reach that chest forward, hinge over those legs. Ah. 2 more. Lock into that belly. Perfect. Okay, let's go into a downward facing dog. Drive your hips up and back, plant your hands the front of your mat, bend your knees for me a lot. So I want you to get your chest super close back to your thighs, stretch through the back. So this is going to allow you to have the space in your legs to get your chest really far back. Then if you can try straightening your legs from there. Feel that stretch of the hamstrings, stay strong through the belly. And then let's go ahead and come forward and hold a plank for a couple seconds. Tuck in through those hips. Chest up over those shoulders, over the wrists, between your thumbs. Drag in underneath that rib cage. Let your hips drop over to the right. Nice little twist through the hips and the back. And then to the left. Plant onto your knees. Hinge back. And then let's get started. Okay, so we're going to stack our moves just a little bit. Not really combo moves, but just stack them up. So, meaning we are going to start with a single leg deadlift. This is going to build into the hamstrings and the glutes, especially on your supporting leg. What's going on with the back leg is also super important because that's what levels off the hips, right? So I'm going to hold a bell each side as opposed to in one hand. A lot of times we like to twist those hips. This back hip will twist open, or what will happen is that the back leg kind of swings behind to help us level off that direction. Try to think in terms of this hip joint that's lifting is going to stay fixed, and your leg is just hinging up, moving in conjunction, connected with the shoulders. So we're going to hit 10 single leg deadlifts on one leg, and then we're going to go straight into calf raises. All right, and we'll dial it in from there. All right, so I'm going to start on my left foot, chest up, belly strong, hinge forward, check in and notice what's going on with your back, your core, to support and then really work those glutes. 4, 8, try to keep those hips nice and level. Lock into that belly. 9, and 10. Love how much you can really feel those hamstrings and glutes on that one side working. Okay, so we're going to go straight into calf raises for 10. You have one leg, it's a little pre-fatigued. And what I want us to notice is just what's going on throughout the entire leg as we're hitting up these raises all the way. See if you can travel the work and the heat all the way up the leg for support through those thighs and glutes. 8, 9, and 10, as opposed to only just targeting the calves. All right, find the four corners of your foot. Moving on to our right leg. 3, really connecting mind to muscle. 5, I want to be sore in the legs from this one. So dig in, challenge your weight. 7, challenge your self flexion. 9, and 10. Nice. Okay, back to calf raises. 1, still toes just straight ahead. Nothing crazy. 4, builds nice mobility in those ankles. 8, 9, 10. All right. Set those guys down. Take a crossover, figure 4. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Little stretch there. Push, push. Okay, moving on. We are going to do a sunken toe tap, and then we're going to go into a little hip flexor pull. So this one, we're actually just going to stay body weight. I want us to focus on self-flexion, isometric hold. So this is our sunken, and then we're going to tap a leg extension. So flex into your left leg, extend your right leg out to the side straight, laterally, and then back. That's 1. Flex both legs, but we're really building the heat in the supporting leg. 3, sit back on that heel. 5, notice we're not rushing it. 6, sink deep, build that burn. 8, line your knee and toe. 9, 10. All right, stand. Here's our little stacked move. You're going to stay on that left leg, and we're going to pull the right knee up just at the top, getting our hip flexor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hip flexor and quad. Now we're going to sit back on that right leg, extend, and back. Create resistance. Woo, feel flexion in the moving leg, not just the supporting leg. 6, 7, you know you're doing it right. If your leg is screaming at you to hurry up. 9, 10. All right, stand tall. Now we're going to get hip flexor other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, shake that out. And then we're going to go into our bigger bell. Grab that bigger bell. And we're going to do a goblet hold squat. Meaning, want to squat down, hold the bottom of my squat, and then power up from there. Okay, so feet just a little bit wider than the hips. Just going to 10, drop all the way down. See if you can get your elbows inside your knees. It's okay if you don't. Just get as low as you can. Push those hips back, chest is up, flex into those legs, drive up. 1. Won't hold it quite as long. Get that hold. Press. 2. Taking the time. 3. Flex in. Wire up. 4. Notice where you're feeling the work coming from. 6. Really grab through glutes, hamstrings, and then at the top, you're finding that isometric contraction through the entire thigh. That's where you'll feel quads. Last one. Good job. All right. Our second is a side plank leg extension. So find your side plank and then extend that leg. 3, 4, 5. Focus on the abductor. That's the side of your glutes and hip. 10. Let's roll and go. Flip it over. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Quick child's pose. Quick downward facing dog. Drive those hips back. Stretch to the hamstrings. Quick plank. Tuck it in. Flex it up. Let your hips rotate to the left. Stretch. Feels so good. Bend to the right. All right. Walk your hands back. Here we go. Let's bring on set 2. All right. Single leg deadlift. Then our calf raises. This set, we're going to turn our toes out. Hit a little Mary Poppins version on our calf raises. All right. Chest is up. Belly strong. Think about keeping a long, straight line of tension through the back of the body. Then your shoulders aren't drooping. Your chest isn't drooping. That leg is lifting with the chest lowering. What are we focused on here? Glute and hamstring on that working side. 6, 7, 8. Woo! Building that burn. 9. 10. All right, toes are wide. Lift, calf raise. This is why I like going barefoot. All sorts of popping, cracking. Feel those feet working. They're strong enough to manage the force. One more. Not relying on our shoes all the time. All right, here we go. Second side. Long back. 5. Try to point that toe straight at the ground. 8, 9, 10. Wide with those toes. Feel how the balance shifts up here as well. 8, make sure you're turning your knees and toes from your hip joint. Right, so as we turn our toes out, I want those hips to move too. All right, right leg down. Sunken taps. Sink that hip down and back. Long back. 4. Burn, baby, burn. 9. 10. All right, level those hips. Ready for 20. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, other side. Pretend you're sliding that leg through something super thick. You gotta use force and flexion. Get it there. Find all the different parts of that leg. Your adductor, abductor, glute, quad. Three, 2, where's that core? 1. Find your hip flexor. Dig in there. I know a lot of times we want to stretch our hip flexors, not activate them too much. We actually need those. They're weak, that can be a problem for your back. They're tight, that can be a problem for your back. So we're just gonna cover all the bases. All right, we're gonna do our goblet hold squat. And then our side plank leg lifts. Drop, low, flex. Drop, pause, drive. Lifted chest. 5. The reason sometimes it's good to pause, make sure you're driving that chest still up from the legs, right? So you don't end up dropping your chest forward first. Lock, lock, lock. 9, 10. Good work. Side plank with those leg extensions. Almost like our shooting star from the other day. Set your foundation. I'm using my other hand, extra little support. You don't have to. Ten. You're feeling the supporting side and the lifted side. 3, 8, 9, 10. Little child's pose. Down dog. Plank. As you're finding, don't have a ton of different exercises. Just building in number. Keep your hands planted, twist those hips to the right. Whatever sort of range feels good for you, bring them up. Twist to the left. Oh. Oh. All right, walk those hands back to your feet. Charging. Okay, single leg deadlift. Find those four corners. Here we go. Good little bend in that supporting leg as long as that feels safe for your knee. So important to get on one leg occasionally, actually fairly often. Lock in that belly. 10. All right. If you can't guess, point the toes together. Here we go. Calf raises. Eight. 9. That one didn't count. 9. 10. All right. Other leg. You don't have to tap the ground. 5. In fact, focus more on that leg than what's going on with your upper body. Bend that knee. 8. 9. 10. And bring your toes in again. Feet out or heels out. 7. 8. 10. Alrighty. Let's grab that quick figure 4 squat stretch real quick. All right. Find that sink. How low can you go? 2. 3. I'm trying to get that full extension, straighten the leg so that I feel that contraction through the quad, the groin. 3 to go. How low? Come on, hold on to it. 9. Don't hold anything back. 10. Whee. All right. Plant that right leg still. Flex in. 2, 3. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here we go. Extend. Tap back. Ooh. Try to find out what goes on with those hips as you're on one leg and you're moving that other leg, right? Where and how does your body compensate? How does it level off? Where is it maybe losing contraction because of imbalance? Check in, get to know your body. 2 more. 9. That supporting leg should be screaming. 10. Okay. 10. 8, 9, 10. All right. We're going to get our hold squats. Here we go. Drop, flex, contract, drive. At the bottom, see how much flexion you can maintain. Flex into that core. Last 3. 2. 1. Extra flexions. We're not just relying on the movements or on the resistance of the bell, the weight. 8, 9, 10. So here, envision you have extra resistance on that top leg. How can you flex more into that bottom leg? 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's hit our same little finish, and then we'll stretch. Good work. Downward facing dog. Grab the core. Drop those heels. Hide your heels behind your toes. Come forward. Hold your plank. Again, find your flexions. Lower your hips over to the left. Just as low as works for you. Use the core, bring those hips up, rotate to the right. Perfect. All right, let's bring that left leg forward, outside. Your left hand, drop your back knee. And then we're going to get this long lunge. Stretch into that hip flexor so you can kind of move your hips around a bit. Find the stretch where you want it. Kind of works all the way up into the core. If you'd like, you can plant onto your forearms. Perfect. All right, plant into your hands. Hinge your hips back, your toes come up. Square off your hips. Try to find extra little pockets of time today to give back to yourself. Little extra stretch. Couple deep breaths. Time is precious, but time also has a way of getting away from us. It is precious, We don't have much of it, it feels like. But cross your ankle over. If you can find ways to slow down, reprioritize, especially when it feels like you have the least amount of time. So I definitely have pockets of time where I get overwhelmed. I feel like I have so many things to do. And I really try hard to stop, go somewhere else, usually outside or another place that you find calming. And I literally just take 4 breaths or kind of tell myself 2 minutes. And there's something about kind of deepening your breath, regulating your system, trying to just focus on your breath. All the craziness is forgotten for a couple breaths, a couple seconds. And it's kind of funny because you can naturally reprioritize. All of a sudden, the things, all those things that were scrambled in your head are a little bit more defined. Okay, bring your right leg forward. And you kind of start to just be thinking about the things that you really need to do that are super important. Even for me, it's a little bit more effective than writing a list. I just write a list when I know there's important things I absolutely cannot forget. But most of the time, I find if I remove myself, take some breaths, about 3 or 4 things out of the 30 start to show themselves and become prevalent. Drop onto your forearms if you'd like. We have the rest of our lives for things to keep showing up and getting added to the list. Hinge back. You've heard me say it before. I don't believe in living with regrets, but if we could look back and give advice to ourselves, what would we tell it? Don't get too philosophical. Don't take too much time. All right, cross that foot over. Was having all the dust off the shelves that big of a deal? And maybe it is. Maybe it was. Maybe that's something that just makes you happy. And in that case, keep it up. I used to be gnarly about fingerprints. I have 3 children that are within 3 years of age of one another. Fingerprints on glass used to drive me crazy. And then one day I realized that I could just do it once a week. It was an adjustment, mental adjustment. I still do like clean glass, I have to say, but we can't be crazy. Life is too short. All right. Let's take our yogi squat and we're going to call it a day. Call it a week. Another group of 5 done. 4 weeks left in this series. All right, friends. We'll keep the build going. See you next time.